You badmouth Oasis. You said they are horrible.
You know what? Did I? No, I was asked. The trouble is, everyone, because they're so Beatley, people say, "What do you think about Oasis?"
Right.
And I got fed up of being asked. I started off saying, "They're okay. Hey, I wish them good luck. They're young guys. It's difficult out there. I wish anyone, just trying to help, kind of thing." But then they started to badmouth us and stuff.
Badmouth the Beatles.
Yeah, they started to say, "We're much better, man."
Yeah. So that got to you.
Yeah, sure. And in the end, then I just I didn't really badmouth them too much. I just said I think they're slightly derivative.
Yeah, I would say very derivative. How could they badmouth the Beatles? I mean, after all. Okay.
Well, they thought they were better.
The record is standing on the shoulders of giants. It's about as real as it gets. It's an incredible record. Thanks for stopping by, Liam. Enjoy your stay in New York.
Am I done, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, brother.
God bless America.
All right. Liam Gallagher, This is why I do live television. Everybody asks me that. Yeah, well, there you go. That was kind of a... What do you do, Yeah. He was so, Totally. This is how he did the interview, just like this.
Everyone, did you like your neck eyes so much? Why don't you introduce our next video? Go by the neck of Kid Rock, since you like your guys here and what?
Play that Kid Rock video right now.
Introduce the next video, Kid Rock.
Play it, Liam.
Kid Rock's the ball with the ball.
Play that joint.
Like Oasis. Tell you what, you can put this in. What are Oasis doing? Can you imagine being in, potentially, right now, still, the coolest band in the world, and not doing it because you're in a mard with your brother? Do you know what I mean? I can deal with them dressing like they're in their 20s and being in their 50s, but acting like they're in their 20s. They need to grow up. And Liam isn't the problem, I don't think. What are they doing? Like, Oasis are the first two albums, arguably both in the top 10 best albums of all time. Stop marding. They're like men of the people. And they're sat around in like Little Venice and Highgate, like crying over an argument with their brother. Grow up. Headline Glastonbury.
Have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a laugh. Like, it's all like, would you go on holiday with your ex-missus? It's like, I don't know. Have a chat with her.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
And also, you're not going on holiday. You're
Exactly. You're getting paid like 200 million quid. And you're Oasis. Because there's not one kid. There is not one person going to a high-flying Birds gig or a Liam Gallagher gig that would not rather be at an Oasis gig. There is not one person that's there going, you know what? I loved... Definitely Maybe, but my favourite thing is fucking Noel Gallagher's High Fly. Do me a favour. Get back together. Stop messing around. That's my public service announcement for today.
I appreciate that. The Canadian public really appreciates it.
You can leave that in. That's what Oasis need to hear.
We're going to send it to them right now.
And I say that because they're the best band ever.
Yeah.
Well, Oasis are a really good band for that. You know what I mean? They were definitely one of those bands that, brought in football fans and music, definitely. Which you got two, especially in England, two probably the biggest things, in the country, football and music there. And you brought two things together. Amazing. Yeah, they're proper band for that. Being in a band like One Direction and also liking the type of music I want to like. The same thing happened with Catfish and the Bottlemen. They chatted some about us. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I remember biting back at time. So I didn't listen to that album. And then the new album came out and this is fucking really good. So it's more exciting. And also, Noel and Liam are entitled to say what they want. There is like the top 1% of music royalty. They're in there. They can say what they want.
Do you hope that...
But also, you know what I mean? We didn't make music for Noel Gallagher anyway.
Exactly.
Did it matter to us? No.
Is Rock dead?
Nah, not as long as Liam Gallagher's around.
A lot more. Noel Gallagher says George is now trying to make social comment. This is the guy who hid who he actually was from the public for 20 years. Now all of a sudden he's going to say something about the world. I find it laughable. That's before you get to the song, which is diabolical.
I think that's a laughable statement. The fact that I did not want to share my sexuality with the world in this current media atmosphere. The fact that I didn't want to share my sexuality with the world means that I have no right to talk about politics. This is not an intelligent man. He's not someone you should throw quotes at me from, really. If you're going to find criticism, find it from Mr. Murdoch.
recently saw you cover Oasis Wonderwall. Why was that the song that you chose?
Just a right good song. It's actually one of my favourite top 5 songs, and we always usually cover like, I don't know, obscure stuff and stuff no one's ever heard of, and we were like, let's try and like, I don't know, reimagine something that everyone kind of knows, you know what I mean? Make it easy for ourselves. So yeah, came out all right, I think.
We just like the song.
Did you grow up with them?
Not with them, but yeah, listening to them. Yeah, definitely did. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to ignore them. You know what I mean? Being our age, being young, and like Oasis is just pretty staple in it. So yeah, absolutely.
It was crazy that Liam didn't slag it off to like high heavens.
Yeah, we were expecting him to just absolutely rinse us, and then he said some naturally nice things.
Skateboard, didn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. It was nice. It was a nice. I think it went down as good as we wished it could. Yeah.
Does that mean that you tried to get tickets for the upcoming shows?
Oh, we going.
We got some, haven't we?
Yeah, we have got some.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
We'll see you in Eaton Park.
Yeah. We don't know which day yet. Yeah.
Okay, and
all right. We just met you, but we'll miss you, so Oasis is going to have a blast. What, you work for the airline or something? What's your problem?
So I just want to state for the record that I don't know if I'm speaking for everybody, but well, I will. We love Liam Gallagher. I mean, honestly, I tell you what, I was walking around last night and I ended up playing pool with a couple of you. You're out there, I know. Had a great time, had quite a few of those things, Coopers, whatever they are, yeah. On you, mate. And it's just going great. I was making friends left and right, and then I was getting free beer. It was just quite a night. But then, and then some asshole asked me to take a picture, and I just headbutted the fucker right in the, right in the
steps, and like the wee white tent sort of opened, and fucking Noel Gallagher come walking through like some kind of angel. And I was like, is that fucking seriously Noel Gallagher? And he just said he enjoyed the gig. His mate Northie or something brought him. And sat, had a smoke with him. Just fucking, he was very complimentary.
Yeah, actually, when he came backstage, we weren't believing that he was there to see us. We were just like, what are you doing here? Anything but going to see us, because we wouldn't actually think Noel Gallagher would be going to see us. We were like, are you seeing somebody? He's like, are you gigging? He's like, no. Like, oh, you going to see? Are you going to play with someone here? He said, no. I just came to see you. Came to see you guys play. And I was like, oh, fuck, right. And then I was like, so I prefer Noel over Liam way more now. Never liked Liam, actually. Never liked Liam.
Future collab, make it happen.
Oh yeah, fucking right. Wonderwall.
Well, there's rumours of an Oasis reunion tour next week. Maybe you can get yourself on that support slot.
Everybody's saying that.
That's going to be Larry as well.
That would be a couple of billion.
Someone had arranged this bar was closed or something. So someone had arranged for like a party for the band, and so there were a bunch of people there, but both bands were there, and we were having a great time. And the bathroom went down these steep stairs, and then there was like a little foyer, and then the men's and the gents and the ladies. And I go down there, and Liam's standing down there, and he sees me, and he goes, look, you. He goes, you might be the fucking white Bob Marley, but I'm the fucking king of England, man. I'm the fucking king of England, you see. And I go, I got it. He's like, so if you come to fucking England, man, and there's anything you fucking need, you fucking ask the king of England, man, because I'm the fucking king. And I'm like, all right. And we're standing by the bathrooms, and this girl walks down, and he looks at me and goes, oh, fuck it, I'm the king of England. I can shag her tonight. And I go, all right, well, King of England. He goes, yeah. And I go, before you do, you got toilet paper on your heel. And he had walked out of the bathroom with some shit toilet paper on his shoe. He's like, oh, fucking hell. You know, it was good.
Oh, you gotta love that guy. He really is.
I mean, I love both of them. And they're a great band. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, again, we've moved into an epoch of like, no one has, everything is so close to the chest, even if you're just being cheeky and funny, you know, that you don't say anything or have opinions like you used to. I mean, that used to be part of the reason you liked a band, is because they weren't like that. They weren't a corporate band. You know, they didn't like do what everyone told them to do. And I think Oasis represents that. You know, now it's a generational thing, because young people wouldn't even understand, not all of them, but they wouldn't even understand the sort of that attitude, you know, anti-authority, you know, just for the sake of it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go with the Gallagher brothers from Oasis, who, like, you know, the music's good and all that stuff. It's not exactly, you know, it's all right. It's good. But them as personalities, I just find them endlessly entertaining.
The attitude, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's just very, very funny and witty guys. Like, we were at some record store, and there was a book of, like, just kind of quotes from the Gallagher brothers, and I think that's better than all their records.
Yeah. Are you surprised? You know, they took some time off. I always heard that they were friendly during that time period, but because they knew they were going to do this reunion, they kept it very hush-hush. And apparently, like, Noel or Liam would go through the back door of one of their houses, and they would have these, like, secret meetings, from what I understand. But
I've heard both, that they were actually arguing and that they're not arguing. But I mean, I love that mythology of that too, you know.
But are you surprised how huge this tour is? Because when you think, I mean, they're playing like stadiums, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I think during the time they've been away, they've gotten bigger. You know, some things age well, or, you know, how culture works. So, like, they've gotten bigger during the time they've been away. Because, like, when they quit, that was, like, kind of a low point. I remember seeing them in front of, like, 2,000 people in Stockholm and stuff at, like, their ebb or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now it's, you know, you can't build a stadium big enough for an Oasis show now, I think. We toured with BDI, which was like Liam's right after Oasis thing.
Yeah.
And that was like all of the Oasis band. And Noel went on his way and started kind of a new band. And that was so, you know, it was so great. Like, Liam was really cool to us and stuff. And Liam was also like, you know, you're in a regional airport in Australia at like 5:30 in the morning, and you know, kind of tired, waiting for your luggage or something. And Liam's like full swagger, like shades on, you know,
full on rock star
constantly. And, you know, appreciate the effort, love him.
Yeah.
Oasis just announced their tour.
Yeah,
a couple days
they're
before
going to be touring next year.
We're doing this.
We were there when Oasis broke up.
Witnesses to history.
Yeah.
Temporarily, as it turns out.
Were we playing directly before Oasis
right before
at Rock on Sun?
Yeah.
That's pretty good billing for a band with one album.
When I was doing a little research this week, I think on the poster, we're a couple rungs smaller than Oasis. There's some people in between us. But for whatever reason, on that stage, it might have been a two-stage thing where, like, there was on the other side, so it was,
we played, somebody else played on another stage, then Oasis.
But we were playing right before Oasis. And
I just remember, after we had played, hearing very, very intense Mancunian accented fighting and yelling. Now, I could not decipher what was being said, but our backstage was next to their headliner's compound.
And did you hear the guitar crash?
And a guitar went flying
Did you see it?
over. Well, I remember seeing the smashed one outside, because it kind of like popped my head out to be like, what's going on? But
And
somebody threw a guitar.
And is that public record? Does everybody know that's what happened?
I think so. I think the guitar was smashed. I think that's
and that was like $100,000 guitar, right?
I would imagine, possibly so.
So the lads got into it. Whatever they were fighting about, we don't know who said what, but it led presumably to Noel's beloved, extremely expensive guitar getting smashed.
Yeah. And then I remember the two of you being wonderful citizens and going out into the crowd where people were like crying because the band they had been waiting all day to go see would not be playing, and you went and you comforted people in the front row.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, because it was like a funny vibe. So we went out to the front row where there was a bunch of people, and yeah, there were people literally in tears and stuff.
I mean, there's something about that band has a very strong hold.
Oh my God, they're amazing. Yeah, I think it's great that they're getting back together. Would love to see a reunion show.
Hope they make it to the States.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, yeah, I remember seeing the screen of the statement of like, because an altercation in the band. That,
Did it say that?
Altercation?
Because
Wow.
due to I think, it was probably a little bit more direct and blunt in English because I bet the French version of it was a little bit more nuanced or like unspecific or whatever, a different meaning maybe. But the English one was, I think it said, due to an altercation within the band, the Oasis gig is canceled. Yeah, and probably even us to some extent were like, they're famously combative brothers, whatever, that like, oh yeah, they'll play next year. But here we are 15 years later.
They should invite us to open.
They still sort of owe us a direct
I would
slot.
love that. It would be cool to have been there at the end of phase 1 and the beginning of phase 2.
That'd be a real full circle moment.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, guys.
We'll do it. We'll have some fun. We'll put together a very unique set list.
Liam, you can play Gold Rush?
Oh yeah, we bring Liam out for Gold.
Oh my God.
Gold
I
Rush.
I knew the truth would come out in this interview. You heard it here first.
Sibling partnerships. Oasis is going back on tour, which is freaking insane.
Well, I know.
That would be a sick
That would
collab.
be a good collaboration.
Yeah.
That was like our favorite band growing up.
Yeah, you guys could do like a brothers world tour. I like this.
Dude,
This
I definitely support Oasis for
is
sure.
just a good plan.
Throwing it out there.
You could tell me your favorite thing about working with Noel Gallagher.
When you get a chance to work with someone like that and then make something that you can tell that they're proud of, as well as yourself, that there's no feeling better than that. The fact that we can tell that Noel really likes these songs and is proud of the songs is like, it doesn't really even matter what anybody else thinks about the stuff. It's just like, we made something Noel likes with Noel. This is cool.
Liam gave us some crucial advice.
He did.
Oh wow, hit me.
I was asking him specifically because we hadn't played festivals in a while. Okay, it's been like almost a decade, and I was asking him about the set list, and he's like, you got to play your second biggest hit second. And I was like,
always
really? And then we did that the next night when we played in like Madrid, and it was awesome.
That show of the tour.
For goodness sake, Liam is an incredibly brilliant singer. They're both rock stars. Whenever either of them walk in a room, I'm like, oh great, not like, oh god. So not sure I'll go, but I'm delighted for them.
Not sure you'll go, but I think you might go.
Do you think? Well,
you're you. I'm not you.
We were both on tour in the States in '94, just before it got ugly. We keep the tour paths kept crossing, and saw them play tiny back of a pub in San Francisco in '94. They were absolute. That was brilliant.
Here's the thing about Liam Gallagher: the voice of our generation, charisma off the charts, wonderful to watch, incredible to listen to. The world is a better place for having Liam Gallagher in it. And how did you make peace with him? He tweeted me when there was a story about my parents being ill, and it was very, very lovely. And in that moment, everything that I just said about him, that's the only thing that exists for me in my mind with Liam Gallagher. He's a hero of mine.
Yeah, I've got a job. I see it as I've got a very important part to play in this, because I said to Noel years ago, I think, back in the day, Oasis supported The Verve, and then it flipped around and we supported Oasis at Earl's Court, and I've, as a solo artist, have played with Oasis as a solo artist. And I said to Noel, I think I'm the only person who could go in this slot, especially for this huge outdoor show, because everyone wants you lot. And unless you're coming with something, unless you got something to offer, I don't know what's going to happen. So I think it's great the way it's turned around. You know what? I've been there
almost in that whole story together right from the day one. Before their album came out, first album, I've seen that. They were kind of like mega successful before I was. They did everything first. See, they were on top of the pops. I'm like, by the time it was my turn, it's like, yeah, but they've been all over it.
Yeah.
They sold millions of albums, blah, blah, blah. But the rarity of that you could have two bands, both in transits, both playing to 300 people,
amazing,
both saying we're going to do this.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do that. And for that to happen, it is incredible. And I think I'm just happy for them personally. I'm happy for their mum.
Yeah.
I'm happy for all them people who never got a chance to see it the first time round, that we can all come together this summer. Because like many people say, you know, you just turn on the TV, look at the news and what have you, and we're drowning in anxiety and worry about the future. And I think this can be an amazing way for us to come together and to lose all our differences like music should be. You leave it at the door and enjoy it.
If you didn't see Oasis live right up until the end, you haven't really seen a band live then. And that thing that started on a council estate, in a tiny bedroom of a tiny house on a council estate in Manchester, went all the way around the world, and it's still going. We were fucking great live, and the songs were whatever, you know, you perceive them how you want to perceive them, but the gigs, the nights that we did were amazing. You know, they were really, really great. The spectacle of 70, 80,000 people all, you know, when the crowd is all going like that and the stadiums are shaking. And not only in England, you know what I mean? That's the thing that fascinates me about it. It's all over the fucking world. It was fucking really, really great. Really great. You know, really great. I don't dwell on it at all. You know, if I'm asked to do a documentary about, my thing, you know what I mean? I'll give evidence. I'll embellish the truth for anybody.